Hello, everybody. I feel like singing, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, I'm being silly today. I just wanted to show you a value stream mapping example. This was from an accounts payable process that I did for a client. I'm not going to go into it in great detail because you have it in the material. But if you recall, I said when I talked about value stream mapping, I don't use Visio. I don't do any ISO stuff. I'm not using symbols because I am a problem solver. I'm documenting the process because I think it is the root cause of the problem, and that is usually the case, particularly when you're dealing with issues related to cycle time. So for example, this one, the client wanted me to value stream map the accounts payables process. I'm going to move my cursor around so you're with me. And so, as I told you, you attach yourself to the thing going through the process. So I'm the invoice, and basically, I literally, or I guess I should say figuratively, became the invoice. So I wait for Pearl to open me. That was the woman's name. She puts a stamp on me. She sorts me into cubbies by plant, boxes, and then I wait for an accounts payable person to pick me up. The wonderful thing, I do not believe in doing value stream maps in the conference room. So when you see those people putting pictures on LinkedIn that, hey, we spent 2 days value stream mapping the accounts payable process, I usually post underneath sort of smart alecky that I could do that in an hour by myself, which is the case. I mapped out almost 3 or 4 processes within accounts payables in a half a day. Red is non-value added. Okay, blue is advice or findings from me and a partner that I was working with, and black would be process steps that remain. So for example, one of my findings, this is the benefit I'm getting to of doing it by yourself or with a team. I don't mind people doing it as a group, but go to the area where the process is being done and follow the thing. And so for example, I found that the electronic forms are printed out. They came in by email, right? Stamped, only to be rescanned by a third-party vendor. So I'll let you go through these, but basically you can see what I consider to be all the steps that add no value. You can see over on the right all the things that we found and some of the fixes that we were able to come up with, again, just from doing a value stream map. You'll see that over here on your material. But what I wanted to go through, and this is non-purchase order freight, so I'm going to let you look at these. I'm not going to read them to you and insult you, but I want you to notice again, like in this example, I become the wire transfer. So I'm open, I'm typed out, I'm printed, I have a bank picked, etc. It is only through becoming the thing that you can identify the steps that don't add value. But one of the cool things of doing this is as you're walking out, I happen to notice in this example, I happened to notice as I was watching the process that if an invoice was not accurate, it was actually FedExed to the plant. Now think about that. It came in electronic, right? Let's go back up here. It came in electronic. It was printed out. And then when you get down here to entering it, if there was an issue, it was FedExed to the plant. And so I happened to ask somebody that I just shouted out in the area. I said, does anyone know how long the plants are taking to get these back? Now remember, they're discounts. Most manufacturers and large companies get a net 45, meaning if you pay before 45 days, you get 2%. So here's some other benefits of walking the process. One, I found that 69.3% of invoices returned to Lake Charles were missing for one reason. By the way, Lake Charles makes up 82% of all invoices. So to me, that's just a huge finding right there. All right. Just supporting that with data in case you don't believe me. All right. Statistical findings on invoice, right? Median cycle time is 15 days. However, 25% of invoices take between 16 and 27 days. Now, that's 19 days to get back to the plant. So the likelihood that we're going to make our cutoff for net 45 is getting lower and lower. But look at this, 25% of invoices took 113 days or longer to return. You for sure lost money on every one of those invoices, and that could total to millions of dollars. Again, I hope you like the great use of Minitab here. Should be 2 days, so given a 2-day upper spec limit, 86.87% of invoices are not back within 2 days. Fascinating, is it not? This is a box plot of reason codes. All right, just some stuff that you can look at there. Another, this cycle time, yep, Lake Charles is taking the longest to get stuff back. Massive. This is all, look at this. If we're net 45, this plant I would just throw out. They're doing great, but remember the boss said it should be back in 2 days. But look at the cycle times over here, up to 120 days. And again, most of these are for one root cause. I'm stressing this because nobody knew. It was just simply the act of doing a value stream map that found all of this. Pareto chart, move that up a little bit so everybody can see it. Oh, by the way, look at that. SES again. Just some other stuff I sort of messed around with this. I don't know that this said a whole lot. But anyway, I just wanted you to see that the bottom line here is I was able to show, now this client was looking for money to be able to automate the accounts payables process. Just in this issue, where I'm jumping around, just right here, just this finding right here, that electronic forms are printed out, stamped, rescanned by a third-party vendor, and the fact that when a plant didn't have an accurate invoice, it was FedEx to the plant. Those, just FedEx costs alone, paid for the client to be able to buy a scanner internally. Then when you add in all the net 45 payments, right, let's go down here. Then when you add all the payments not paid by net 45, this money paid for the automation of the accounts payables process. So I just wanted to slip in a fun little finding of why I stress doing a value stream map, walking the process, not doing it in a conference room. Because in a conference room, I don't think that a lot of people know the things that they're doing in the conference room versus sitting next to someone and watching them walk through this process. So again, you have this in your material. Feel free to take a look at it. And when you do your project, you know, this is the kind of, if you have a process related issue, again, don't do a value stream map if there isn't a process involved, and don't do a value stream map if you don't think the process is one of the root causes of the problem. But I am totally cool with seeing something like this in your storyboard, and I've shown you that in some of the examples I've sent you as well. All right, take care.